Today, I'm going to lay out practical steps that you can take to discover number one, what your passion is, and then start to build a business around it. Hey, everyone, welcome back. It's another episode of the W2 Prison Break Show. And I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, whether you're listening in your car or you're at work or you're driving, whatever it is. I'm always grateful that you're tuning in each and every week. If this is the first time that you've listened to the W2 Prison Break Show, welcome. So, I get this question asked a lot, like, how do I know? How do I discover what my passion is? How do I build a business around my passion? I've never really talked about it. Today, I'm going to lay out practical steps that you can take. This is not difficult to discover number one, what your passion is, and then start to build a business around it and create some income. Maybe that can be the runway for you to leave your W-2 job. Okay. So typically when we're doing this exercise, okay, and the people that I coach, the people that I work with, I put them through this exercise because a lot of the times you just have ideas floating around in your head, like, hey, this would be a good idea for a business. I probably could do that. And then that's where it ends. It's just floating around. Then you never do anything with it because eventually you start to immediately dismiss it. You look for ways to talk yourself out of it. Well, with this process, this format that I'm going to lay out for you, you're not going to dismiss it because you're going to go step by step and you're going to have a bunch of good ideas. At the end of this exercise, you should have about 3 to 5 different ideas that you can start a business based on stuff that you are passionate about, that you like to do. All right. Step number 1 is I want you to make a list of 20 things. Try to do as many as you can, but I want a minimum of 20 things that you love to do, that you like to do. During this step, we are not trying to figure out how to make money. We're not being critical and saying, well, that wouldn't be a good business. I want you to just simply clear your mind and focus on what is it that I like to do? What lights me up? What am I having fun? It could be, if it's watching TV, then put it on the list. Okay, whatever it is that you find yourself really enjoying, you're happy, you're in your zone, you love to do it, make a list of as many things as you can and compile the list. That's step number 1. Pretty simple. Now that you have your list of at least 20 things, and I would encourage you to make as many as you can, is step number 2 is you're going to take that list of at least 20 things, you're going to narrow it down to 5. Here's how you narrow it down. The 5 things on that list that you feel, that you know, that you have more knowledge and skill in that particular niche or industry that you described than the majority of the people that you know. So if one of the things on your list is cooking, you just need to be a better cook than the majority of people that you know. Not everyone. You do not need to be an expert to provide value to people, to create a business and provide service to other people. You do not have to be an expert. You just have to have more knowledge than most people. All right. And the way to come up with this list of 5 and to determine what could be a potential business or businesses, because like I said at the beginning of the episode, I'm going to give you, you're going to have 3 to 5 at the end of this, is to come up with, hey, what am I good at that other people aren't? What do you find that people that you know are asking you to help them with repeatedly, right? Think about that. What is something that your friends and family or your neighbors or, your associates, people at work, whatever, they're asking you to help them with? There's a reason they're asking you, because you're good at, right? And if you're good at that, and it's on your list of 20 things to light you up, that better be in step number 2 when we're narrowing it down to 5 things. Okay, now you got your 5 things. These are your 5 potential businesses. You have stuff that you're good at. You have stuff that is lighting you up. You're happy when you do it. Like, this is how we get to the idea of, okay, now let's try to monetize this. Let's try to turn this into a business. What you're looking at is now figuring out what are the problems that people have in this particular area, okay, on all 5 of your things. I want you to do it for all 5. And one of the best ways to do it is to go to this website called answerthepublic.com, answerthepublic.com. I'm not affiliated with them. I've used this, and you can figure out in a particular niche what questions people are asking. Like if it's cooking, like how do I prepare meals for my family when I'm a busy mom, right? Or a busy dad or whatever it is. What are the problems that people are searching for that you could potentially teach people and solve those problems? This is the type of stuff you need to look at. And it gives you a lot of questions, not like a handful, like a lot. You could probably also use, and I have not personally tested this, but I mean, this thing is amazing. Everyone is hearing about this tool, Chat GPT. Why don't you just go there and test AI and ask them what the top problems are in this particular niche? That might be better than the Answer the Public thing that I just gave you. So you got two resources there to figure out what it is that people are having problems with, and then go down the list of the problems and say, okay, I can solve this, this, and this. I can solve this problem. I'm good at this. I have knowledge in this area. All right. So that's step number 3, is you're uncovering what it is that people are struggling with. Okay. You have value to add to people because you have knowledge. And again, you do not need to be the end all be all expert in this. You just need to know more than most people know. I go on live all the time, and one of the things I always talk about, because I saw a video on there, is there's a woman on TikTok. She's in another country, makes $100,000 a month teaching people how to do Excel spreadsheets. $100,000 a month. And I thought about that. I'm like, that makes total sense, because everybody uses Excel for the most part, and most people don't know how to use it. I get confused with it. Like, I can do like the basic stuff, but people need it for their jobs. They need to do it. It's very difficult. It can be very difficult. She's taken like the most basic thing. She knows a lot about it, and she's teaching people how to do it and making a bunch of money. It's the most simple thing. This is what I want you to think about. Now, does it light her up? I don't know. But she's turned it into a business, and people are paying her to teach her. Now, could they learn? I'm going to go off on a small tangent here. I'm going to tell you why people will buy products from you, okay? Because we're going to get to that in the next step. Step number 4 is to create the product. I'm going to tell you why people buy products. Could you learn how to do Excel on your own? Researching, reading books, going on YouTube, whatever. Yes, you can. But people pay for speed. They pay for speed. That's why. That's why they hired this woman, because she's got everything packaged up in a very simple, easy to do format, and they don't have to go looking and spending time on Google or YouTube or wherever, or reading books. People pay for speed. Do not forget that. Think about why you buy something. Sure, you could go to the library. Well, nobody goes to the library anymore, but in the old days, you had to go to the library and learn stuff. Well, that takes a lot of time. And I know what I'm worth. And you need to figure out what your time is worth, okay? And the way that you figure out what your time is worth, so that you're not wasting time and saying, well, that costs too much. I can't pay for coaching. I can't pay for, I can't buy a course. Well, you going out and learning how to do it on your own, that costs you money. And in most cases, it costs you more money than if you had just bought the course or the product that tells you exactly how to do it in a shorter amount of time. So calculate what your hourly rate is. And how you do that is, if you're a salaried employee, you take your yearly salary and you divide it by 2,080. That's how many working hours there are in a calendar year if you work 40 hours per week and take 2 weeks vacation. If you know your hourly rate, then you know your hourly rate if you're paid by the hour. But know your rate, know your hourly rate, know what your time is worth for a multitude of reasons. This exercise, number 1, because if you are going to buy a course for $100, okay, and your hourly rate's worth $100, that's good math. You're going to spend an hour, but it might take you 10 hours to go learn it on your own. You're going to spend $1,000 of your own time because you were stubborn and wouldn't buy the $100 course. I know I'm being harsh here, but don't skimp on stuff like this. If you find a good product that's going to solve the problem in a short amount of time, you're saving your time, you're saving money, you're investing in yourself, but you're also saving money. And then once you have your hourly rate, I want you to look at the stuff that you're doing that doesn't serve you, like mowing the lawn or going shopping, going to the grocery store. You all say you don't have enough time to start your own business, yet you're doing stuff that you could pay somebody $20 to $30 an hour to do. If you're making $50 an hour or more, you need to look at the stuff that you're doing, that you're not outsourcing, okay? So outsource the $20 to $30 an hour jobs. You do not need to be doing that stuff. Step number 4, now we're going to create the products. And you can create the products in several different forms, all of the forms, one of the forms, whatever. You can create ebooks. I'm talking about paid ebooks, mini courses, 1-hour mini courses like the lady that teaches Excel. Flagship course, a longer course that might take you a week or so to go through, higher price courses. Coaching, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, masterminds. You could do subscription models. There's so many different ways that you can do this, okay? Depending on what it is that you're solving, what niche you're in, and you can make multiple products, right? And again, with the idea that people pay for speed, if you have a specific problem that you're solving to a specific group of people who are saying like, hey, I need help with this thing, and you go solve that problem and you get your offer right, you're absolutely going to sell. You're absolutely going to sell stuff, okay? Now, is it going to happen overnight? Maybe not. You might have to do a little bit of testing, but we've identified a business opportunity, multiple opportunities, because we're going to do this for all 3 to 5 things on your list, potentially all of them, but one at a time, not all at the same time, because we don't want to get distracted. So again, you got to get your offer right, and people will pay for speed. They will. And the people who don't want to, who want to go to the library or go watch Google, you let them do that. They just don't see the value in what you have to offer. You can't save everybody. You're looking for that specific group of people that's like, hey, I'm stuck. I got this problem. And if I have the solution, I'm going to swallow it up and buy it. All right. The other thing you can do as well when you're looking at this business is don't sleep on podcasting. You could start a podcast around one of your items on your list. Like, hey, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. I should probably have a show about this. People want to quit their jobs and start a business. I should probably start a show because I did it and I was stuck for years. I'm smiling here if you're watching on YouTube, but that's where I got the idea from. It's like, what do I love talking about? What am I good at? What do I have more knowledge than the majority of the people that I know that I can speak on, that I can create a business around? Okay. This show is a business. It's a commodity. It's something I could sell if I chose to. I can have sponsors. I could have advertisements. I can promote products that I have. I mean, you have to think of it in that format. And I've done that before, right? You know, I coach people one-on-one. I'm getting into group coaching. My clients are asking me about this, like, hey, why don't you do group coaching? And who am I not to listen to them? That's what they want. And they told me why. So I'm going to be putting that together. So listen to what the people are telling you and go solve the problem. Hey, Brian, your one-on-one coaching, I love it, but you know, it's a little bit out of range for me. I think it would be better to do group coaching, number one, because the investment's a little bit less and I get to be part of a group. It's kind of like a mini mastermind and we're all working and uplifting each other and I can have an accountability partner. Like, this is what they're telling me. And I knew this too. I was kind of spaced out a little bit, right? So you have to listen to what the public is telling you and then go solve the problem. Like, I've got the problem. I know the problem. They all want the same thing, which is to figure this stuff out that I just outlined. Now, when I do coaching, I would go through this with you and we'd workshop the heck out of it so that we could just come up with the ideas. Because these steps, this is going to take you a little bit of time to do. But if you go through each one, we can start developing products, right? You can, and you could do it all. You could do some of it. I have ebooks. I have checklists. I have coaching. I am putting together a mini course for the 777 life transformation method that I developed. There's a free checklist out already. If you don't have that, definitely grab that. It's on my website, w2prisonbreak.com/777. And you can get the checklist, the 7 steps, 7 days per week for 7 years to live a phenomenal life. That's the checklist that I put together. I've been working on this method for months, but I've really been doing it for years. So I put it together because, look, somebody asked me like, hey, Brian, I mean, this is a perfect example of how I came up with an idea for a product, all right? Which is, people were asking me, hey, Brian, you make this stuff sound so easy, which it's not, by the way. Quitting your job and starting a business is not easy. I'll never tell anybody that, but it's completely worth it. And I said to myself, okay, look, I'll come up with how I did it. And I came up with this method, these 7 steps. And that's when I put it together. I packaged it up and I gave everyone a free checklist. And now I'm going to develop a mini course that I will sell. And people will buy it if I solve a specific problem and I get the offer right and it's priced appropriately, and it will be. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it'll solve a specific thing. It'll get you on the path to living a phenomenal life, to transforming. Because my belief is that most business owners are just simply not ready to become business owners because they're not mentally there. I wasn't, right? Again, I have personal experience with this, so I can develop this product and this system because I'm passionate about it, and I know more than the majority of people. And it's the truth, because I'm out in the public. Like my friends, my family, people ask me questions like, "Hey, Brian, how are you doing this? How are you doing this stuff?" And those are my signals. Like, okay, this is something that people are recognizing that I have ability on, right? They're asking me over and over. So again, for those of you who are listening to this show, think about what is it that you're being asked over and over again by people that you know. That's your business, especially if you enjoy it. If you enjoy helping in that area. I really like helping, so-and-so with their Excel spreadsheets. I keep it going back to Excel spreadsheets. It's funny because my wife hates Excel spreadsheets, by the way. So I like to joke about that. But whatever it is for you, that you're repeatedly doing, okay, and you're being asked to help other people, that is a business, okay? Now, are you going to have 500 people working for you? I don't know, maybe. But if you're looking to get out of your job, and you're like, I don't know what business I would want to start. You go through these 5 steps here. You can repeat this as many times as you can possibly think of. Okay. Those are the 5 steps. What I want you to do, what I'm going to ask for you to do is that if you found this episode or these steps to be helpful, to be useful, if you got something out of it, I just want you to share the episode with somebody. Okay. If you didn't find it helpful, then, I'm sorry I wasted 25 minutes of your life or however long this episode is. But I do want you to share it because we're trying to reach as many people as we can. And if you're passionate about the 1 million people, like I am, quitting their job, starting the business of their dreams, it's super awesome if you share the episode. Listen, always super grateful for you tuning in every week, supporting the mission, supporting the show, leaving the ratings, leaving the reviews, giving me the feedback. I love it. And I'm grateful. And this kind of stuff gets me out of the bed in the morning. It really, really does. And I want everyone to just have an excellent, excellent day.